Okay guys, I'm going to give you a detailed video of the upgraded follower and spring. It's called the No GM follower for Stevens Type 5 12 gauge green by S&J Hardware. So I'm going to give S&J Hardware a shout out. And that's who I bought this off of. And I found this actually through his video. And there was a link on his video that brings you to buying this. I think it's well worth the value. Okay, now this is the factory follower that came with my Stevens 320. This is the upgraded follower. You can see the thickness in the upgraded one is a lot better. The diameter is the same, but the thickness is a lot thicker. So this should last longer. Should also be a stronger follower. The grooves are also in the new and improved follower. The grooves in it are also thicker. See, the green ones is the new and improved version. You can see the grooves are definitely. Don't pay attention to my black nail. I hit that with a hammer. It's not fingernail polish. I hit that with a roofing stapler hammer gun a long time ago, so it's going to probably take a long time anyway. You can see the grooves, guys. That's why this is a little bit better. You can see this is thicker. Okay, now let's look at the springs. This is the factory spring. This is the aftermarket spring. See, the longer one's aftermarket. It also is a little larger in diameter. So yeah, I mean, this was only like $20-some for the upgraded spring and follower, so it's well worth what it's going to do. Now, when you remove it from the shotgun, there's two dimples. There, you can see the dimple on there now. There's a dimple on that side, one on the other side, and that stops the follower from sliding right off. So what I do is I line the grooves up in the follower with the dimples on here, and then I pull it out with a hook tool. Or even better yet, if you can get a tool that's going to go in that hole, it'll be even better to pull it out. Now the way you put that back in is in the reverse order. You just line up the grooves with the dimples on the barrel, on the tube. Let's see if that's lined up. I don't believe it is lined up. Okay, line it up, pushes through. It's in properly. Now we'll get our end plug, the jagged teeth go out. And this also has grooves in it too that's got to line up with those dimples. We'll place it in there. Put this guy on the tube like that. Okay, and those two little dimples on there, that's what stops this from popping out. Now, I push the slide down a little bit, and the reason why I do that is so that the barrel will seat a lot easier. It'll seat regardless whether the slides up or down. You take your barrel, now you'll hear this will make like clicking sounds. The reason why, see the inside of that? And it has these teeth on it, so that's what it's basically going over, and that's why it makes that clicking sound that you always hear. And you just screw this guy on here like that. See, now it's starting to contact those teeth. Doesn't have to be real tight, just make it hand tight. And that's it. It's a done deal. So everything's on. Put our safety on. Now let me review this real fast, because one thing I didn't know that I actually realized it when I did the video, before this video, is the shape of the stock is different. When I bought this on Sportsman Warehouse, it actually had a picture of the old stock. This is the new and improved Stevens 320 Security. What's improved about it is the shape of the stock and the style of the fore-end slide. On the first 320, this design was actually the whole way up here. They changed this design and the bottom part of the design. And another thing they changed too was the follower. The follower, from what I've seen, the followers are black. I don't know the design of the followers on the first 320s, but they were black, where this one's orange. Now, the upgraded follower, like I showed you guys, the grooves are a lot more detailed on the upgraded follower, which I think it's going to function a lot better. It'll function smoother. The grooves in this one on the factory, they don't really look like they're very uniform. So the upgraded follower is definitely an improvement, and you've seen the size of the spring, it's definitely an improvement. It's bigger in diameter, a little bit bigger, and it's a lot longer, so that'll make your feeding a lot more accurate and a lot more improved. Let me see here. What else do we got here to show you guys? I think I told you guys to go to bead on the front. A smooth rear sight. It is tapped. You can see it is drilled and tapped. The slide release is right here. It's not on the bottom. It's actually right here. So if you're left-handed, it's in an ideal place. Now, if you're right-handed like I am, I can't reach that with my thumb. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to either have to take it off my shoulder to get it with my thumb, or I'm going to have to reach around and get it with this hand here. So, you know, it doesn't really matter, because if you're ready to fire this, Now, since my eyesight in my left eye is a little bit better, I'll probably shoot it like this, with the buttstock against my left shoulder. You know, so either way, it'll work out. I think for the value for $209, I think it's an ideal value. It should definitely last a long time. I don't see it breaking at all. It does have the swivels here. This doesn't swivel, but this is ready for a shoulder harness, or I should say a belt, not a harness. This one does swivel up here. Barrel's very easy to take out. You just unscrew this, barrel slides right out. Has a rotating bolt. This holds 5 shots plus 1. There is no tube in here. In the shell tube, there is no tube in there to stop you from putting 5 shells in here. So I think this is actually, for the amount of money, this is actually a great deal. Should be an even better security shotgun with that aftermarket spring and the aftermarket follower.